Bortle here. We have Jesse Flores. He just topped our Team Shenanigans case tourney. Top 8 with the Code Talkers. We have another guy right here. Say hello to the camera.
What's up, boy?
And let's get started with the deck profile. Take it away, Jesse.
Alright, so first of all, for my starter card, I play 3 Lady Debug. Then I play, for like the Code Talker cards, I play 3 Microcoder and 3 Code Generator. These cards are a little more unique for Code Talkers. That's the whole reason you devoted to this deck. These cards can be used from your hand as link materials for only a Code Talker monster. When it's sent to the graveyard, they get extra effects. This one, when sent to the grave, you can search for a Signet Spell or Trap, and this one can send a Cyberse monster with 1200 less attack from deck to grave. Play 3 Parallel Exceed. For extenders, 3 Parallel Exceed, 3 Mathematics Sigma, 1 Mathematics Subtraction, 1 Gachikiri Gnister, 1 Scriptron. I play 3 of this card because I see a lot of lists like play 2, which there isn't that many lists. But this card's just like crazy. This card with like any other Cyberse monster is immediately access code attack twice, and it's like a crazy extender. This card, no one ever plays this card, but it's like a card that doesn't really have a condition to be special summon other than having no monsters in your extra monster zone. And this card works a lot with a lot of spell cards that I play, like Droplet, 1-for-1, Silent Mining. So it kind of just gains value. It's like an extender that doesn't really inherently give you a neg1. I just play this card as like just like a random off extender as well. It like negs something 1000. It locks you into Cyber, so that doesn't really matter in my deck. I like to talk about these 2 cards a little more. This card kind of works a little more in my combo because I play Balancer Lord. It lets you kind of like summon 2 monsters at once, and it shuffles back a banished monster when it's into the grave. So it kind of like gives you the ability to like reuse extra deck monsters. And this is probably like the MVP of the whole deck. It's an extender. You can summon it, target a monster, and it gets effects. And when it's into the graveyard, you can make that monster unaffected by card effects till the end of your opponent's turn. So you just kind of like make Firewall and Trigate unaffected by card effects till the next turn. You can also do it on like access code when you're going for game. They just can't do anything to your access code. And this is my extenders.
That all the monsters?
There's more monsters. The one-offs. There's 1 Balancer Lord, 1 Corruptor Ibli, 1 Sea Archiver, 1 Darkscaper. These 2 are a part of the combo. You search for this card off of the Codex and then special summon it with the light Code Talker monster, and it grants you an extra normal summon for the Ibli later on. I only play 1. I used to play 3, but you only really need 1 for the combo. I never really miss more. This card's like really cracked. It's your win condition going first. And these 2 cards are just my other targets to send off of the Code Generator. This one's usually what you want to send off, but this is Plan B. And this card's also just like really good to send, again, like 1-for-1 Droplet. And that's it for the monsters.
How many monsters in the main?
No clue.
No clue.
For Silent Spells and Traps, I play 3 Silent Mining and 2 Silent Codex. I cut down on one of these because the math was a little more correct, but playing 3 kind of promotes breaking a little more, and you can get to this card almost all the time, and this card is just literally roted for the deck. For going second cards, just like utility, play 3 Droplet, 3 Tactic, and 3 Mystic Mine. I want to talk about Mystic Mine a little more. These are a little more obvious. I don't want to play hand traps really in this deck because I need my single off going second cards that have a little higher impact, and all these kind of promote that. A little more about Mystic Mine. I don't really sit on this card that much. This is more of a card that promotes me to kill my opponent, because I also play Field Spell deck and Search and Sanctuary. This card's used for the Ibli combo, so they can't crash the Ibli. But usually going second, I'll mine my opponent, and they'll have like 2-3 monsters, and I just like vomit my board to an access code that's unaffected by card effects, both their board, and just kill them, and then activate the Sanctuary so I can actually play.
Okay.
And for the last 2 spells, I play 1-for-1 Called By. Last card's 1 Imperm.
Oh, Lord.
Only the one.
Only the one.
It was just kind of like the last card I wanted to fit in my deck because of a side deck option, but this is definitely getting cut from my deck.
Just for money? So no optimization? For money?
This probably just get cut for a full list.
How many cards in the main?
I believe it's either 40, 41. I didn't even count. For the extra deck, I'm starting with the Code Talker monsters. Code Talker, it's a vanilla, really. You need to play this card. It's probably like one of the better ones in the extra deck. It's probably top 3. When it's link summoned, you can special summon a Cyberse monster from your hand to a zone it points to, so it's kind of like an extender as well. And it being light with the Silent Codec card is like huge because you can search for like Debug or the Balancer Lord to keep extending with the Italy. Next is Shooting Code Talker. You just play it for a name, like the two water monsters, Sea Archiver and the Scriptron. They're okay, but you kind of just want to get 3 pluses off of that card. That card's ridiculous. You had like 5 cards in hand. X-Code Talker, this card's really crazy when you don't draw Parallel Exceed, because with the spell card you can search Parallel Exceed with this and it kind of just gives you like 3 monsters. I played 2 Transcode Talker, and funny enough I played 2 Access Code Talker. I use Access Code Talker first turn. I summon it on my board to search the Italy and to grant the extra normal summon to get it. So I play the backup of each of these to have follow up and kill my opponent.
Okay.
And that's it for the Code Talkers. I need Heat Soul. For Link 1s, I play Clockback Lancer, Phalanx, Lingeribo. This card's okay. I didn't really use it that much today, but I know it's used for more like 2-card combos. You contribute a monster it points to, and special summon a Cyber Slink monster to his own it points to. Phalanx, Search Sanctuary. It's good with mine. It's good to have the Italy lock, and Lingeribo. It's a middle link one. This card's like really good against like the Shadal deck and like Tri Brigade when they make Appaloosa, and you have like a way to out the Appaloosa because it kind of just like stops Revolt or Schism. For Link 2s, yeah, that card's crazy. For Link 2s, I play Splash Mage and Update Jammer. Both these are like insane. This card's just an extender. It helps you kind of just keep pushing through cards. Update Jammer is the way you just kill your opponent. This card's insane with Access Code. For Link 3, I play the Tri-Gate Wizard. It's on my end board. It's just an Omni Negate, and then the last card's Firewall. Both these cards are really detrimental to the end board when you have the Italy, because this card kind of stops your opponent from like, you know, like outing anything you have. You just get rid of problematic cards, and the Firewalls, you pretty much always just bounce your normal summon, so they can't link off the Italy, so they have like no options to out the Vanishing Emptiness.
Okay.
For side deck, I'm gonna go ahead and just add the monsters to these first 3 spells. I play 1 Droll, 1 Ash, 1 Nib, and 3 Cross Out. That kind of goes with the
1 Infirm.
Infirm in the main. I just kind of played like the cards that are a little higher impact. This not really, it just everyone plays it, just why not? But these 2 cards are the ones that usually hurt me more. This one's way higher impact than Nib against this deck, so I kind of had to play Cross Out. I just never drew this card all day. I just drew these, and I just drew these against decks that just didn't really matter against. So this card is like horrible. It shouldn't be priced that high. Other cards, I play 3 Dark Roller just for like combo decks. Never drew it. And for going second, cards against back row. I play 3 Twin and 3 Blowouts. I didn't want any more than that, but I just kind of wanted cards that did little different things. This is no complaints. I didn't really play against any back row deck, so that's it.
All right. All right. Anything else you want to say? Any shout outs?
I want to give a shout out to my boy Christian Greathouse and Team Shenanigans for the case tournament. Shout out to my boy Robert for scrubbing out. My son. Shout out to my girlfriend Lupita. Shout out to Colby for lending me out cards. That's about it.
All right. And
shout out to Cameron Neal for not waking up and making us wait 20 minutes.
For not waking up.
Yeah, he's a bozo.
Right. Thank you, Jesse, and Bortle out.